What is up, guys? We have details on the Volume 7 update. Full patch notes just got published on the Need for Speed website. Let's go. All right, here we are. Before we get into it, take a look at the thumbnail. We have a little hint at a couple of new cars here. We've got a Mustang looking car and a BMW, and of course they detail it in the patch notes, so I'm not going to act like I don't know what it is. But let's get into it, man. Need for Speed Unbound Volume 7.0.1 patch notes. All right, dude, gameplay. We've got a few different modes added to the game, and this is something that we've been speculating and sort of knowing over the course of the last 2 months, but we've got a drag mode and a drift mode. And now let's take a look at some of the details though in this. This looks like it was written by John Stanley. And by the way, if you guys want to have a little chat with John Stanley, he's going to be on the podcast in just a couple of days here on the channel. That'll be at 3 p.m. Central Time on Thursday during the day, 3 p.m. Central, which is like 4 Eastern. Anyways, a personal favorite of ours, especially mine, John. 4 players at the starting grid, engines revving, tires smoking, eyes interlocking. I don't know what type of interlocking eyes we're going to be doing here in this update, but I get it. Did someone say something about family? Anyways, we go back to the ways of the underground with things like lane switching, manual gear shifting at just the right spot, while adding some new with a tire warm-up sequence to gain burst NOS. That is cool. You actually have to warm up your tires right before it starts, it sounds like, and that gives you the burst NOS to get a perfect start, or like a better start, right? And then you've got gear shifting, and you have to gear shift right at the right spot. This sounds exactly like Underground, except for the burst NOS tire warm-up thing, but that's awesome. They're adding new things to make it feel like an update as opposed to just copy and pasting the old Underground drag. And then it has the proper lane switching, drag racing, and manual gear shifting. It's awesome. All of that sounds great. Now, we know our world wasn't built for drag from the start, but we have sourced some of the best routes in Lakeshore to give that underground vibe. Want to live out your fantasy 1/4 mile at a time? We got you. Some variation in the mode though includes a half mile and 1/4 mile and some longer strips. Strips or stips? Stips. I don't know what that is. It might be a little typo. Anyways, we're super pumped to be able to bring this mode back into the Need for Speed fray, and a truly different way of playing where it's about quick fingers and feet down. Absolutely love it. Couldn't have heard any better information. It sounds just like Underground, but it has a slight twist in order to make it updated and Unbound-ish. All right, let's move on to the drift mode. Drift mode added to PvP and free roam. Okay, we heard you on the drift, and this is something that we've been cooking for a bit. When playing in a Drift Pro event or when out and about in free roam, if you have Drift Pro tires equipped, you will now see how to get a much more natural and analog drift occurring. Deeper angles, longer drift, and much greater sense of being able to feel the car when it's going to lose control, allowing you to chain drifts together and really slay some tires. This is great news. They have completely changed the way the cars feel when you add Drift Pro tires. The car is just going to feel a lot different according to this. This is awesome news because the drifting really didn't feel that good, especially at launch. They adjusted it a little bit in some of the drift events, it felt like, when they added those back in volume 3 or 4, I can't remember. But from then on, drifting just didn't feel great. So they're able to adjust the handling model of drifting simply by adding a Drift Pro tire. That is great news, and it means you can use it in free roam. This is super awesome. You can just go around free roaming with your friends, drifting different sections of the map, and not have to worry about being in a drift event to take advantage of the new drift physics. It's awesome. That's a great decision. In the mode itself, we have taken big inspiration from Underground with a more streamlined scoring multiplier and chaining, but added something new with twin drifting, i.e. drifting in tandem with other players. That is awesome, dude. I love it. This actually makes this mode really, really fun. If you can put a tandem together, it sounds like you're going to get more points for tandem drifting. You know what this means? It means it pays to actually drift together with people. Absolutely phenomenal. That is a great twist on this mode. Don't worry though, collisions are off, but let us know if you'd like to see some playlists with them on. So obviously, for people who are really talented at drifting and they're trying to tandem with other people, if you end up going through them because the collisions are off, that is a big plus. You just end up losing your points. But if you have a playlist with collisions on, now you're talking about a much higher skill level. You need higher skill level players, and to be honest, the Need for Speed Online has not been the greatest when it comes to collisions. It's been absolutely a nightmare, as you can tell from my last video. So I actually appreciate that they're gonna do collisions off and then ask for feedback on collisions on. Right now, no collisions on. Definitely give the feedback on this one. Put it in the comments, or put it on Reddit or Discord or somewhere. Just make sure they get the feedback. Do you want collisions or no collisions in drift events? Drift Pro events will be 8 players, and the goal is to smash out the biggest score. Obviously, they added drift tires for improved drift handling. The Drift Pro tires need to be equipped on your vehicle in order to take part in Drift Pro events. They aren't going to break the bank, and I think you guys have enough cash in the game already, but don't worry, if you don't have the money for Drift Pro tires, you can just borrow a loaner car from Rydell and you can still test out the mode. So nobody's locked out of this. You don't have to, buy anything or anything like that. You can just get in and play it. So that's awesome. Now, they also added League in free roam. Now, the League is something completely different, and this is actually really cool because it sounds like it's inspired by the URL, the Underground Racing League. It says bringing back single player progression flavor to online, which is great. That's what people have been asking for. They want more single player updates, and they really can't afford to spend the time to update the game in a single player way. So they're just going to choose to add single player features to the multiplayer side of things. In the League, you complete challenges to unlock the opportunity to take on racers of Lakeshore in a one-on-one drag race. You can beat them and you move up on the League. There's new racers that are going to be released over the course of the volume, one each week, and you have to do challenges, and then you face the boss per se, and then the next week there will be a different one. Now, in addition to that, they've added a community challenge for the League. Again, something new for Unbound Volume 7 is the community challenge. The idea is to take on the community challenge of sticking it to the cops. Fulfill that challenge, and there's going to be a boss-like character that has a custom car up for grabs. So as a community, we're going to work together to sort of complete this community challenge, and that unlocks this mystery ride. Now, it's saying here that the community challenge will go live sometime during the volume, so we actually have to pay attention to this. You can pay attention to the channel. I will absolutely let you guys know when it goes live. Now, in addition to this, they've added a bunch of new PvP races. The new volume means, of course, new races, new Legends playlist, and now new Drift and Drag playlists. We have 37 additional playlists in total, 20 Drift Pro routes, 10 of them are new and 10 of them are remixed, and then 37 drag routes, all brand new. The drag routes are all brand new. 10 brand new race routes for the Legends playlist, and the Legends playlist for this volume will be Eddie Skyline and Rachel Z. And they've added 4 equal performance playlists for the new Ford Mustang Dark Horse. Yes! And 4 equal performance playlists for the new BMW M3 Competition Touring. Oh, that's so much better than Dark Horse. I'm from America. Mustangs are everywhere, but I'm still pumped on both of them because they look insane in that little thumbnail. They added new races, events, and changed their meetup structure in free roam. So what does that mean? New races and events can be played in free roam as they can in PvP. Additionally, you can equip Drift Pro tires and then take to the streets of Lakeshore, just like we talked about earlier. In order to make things a little bit easier to find, you will see that meetups now have specific event types. So the University meetup will contain all the Drift Pro events, Storm Drain will be all the drag events, Powderhound meetup will be Drift, Gauntlet, and Rumble, Dunder Mifflin Park, which by the way, it's Dunder M Park. It has to be Dunder Mifflin, right? Someone is an Office fan in the Criterion Studios. I don't know. That contains all the car locked events like Nissan only, Audi only, etc. Motor City B and A+, Jefferson Meetup A and S tier, and then Edgewater will be all your S pluses. So it makes it so much easier to just find the races that you're looking for. Now, in addition to that, they increased the max rank for your account level. The max rank is now 250, so you're going to get grinding on that, because I'm pretty sure if you stopped at 200, you still have like a ton of XP between each of those levels. They've added 50 new ranks, and they're going to be underground themed rank icons, titles, and banner art for you to unlock every 10 ranks. Now, in addition to that, let's talk about the new cars. There is a crazy amount of cars that are being added, both new and custom, up for grabs in this volume. So keeping it wagon, they say, alongside the RS6 from volume 6 is the BMW M3 Competition Touring, and bringing more horses than a Cheltenham races. The Cheltenham races, I don't know, man, that's a UK thing. I'm gonna have to Google it like they said here. The absolute brute that is the Ford Mustang Dark Horse. Of course, both come with our updated handling model, so these cars are getting the Audi handling model, which, to be honest with you, I'm not a huge fan of, but the community as a whole has given some really positive feedback on that handling model. I'm sure you guys may like it, may not. Let me know in the comments, because I'm personally on the side of I like the old handling model versus this new one. I just don't think it's, anyway, we don't have to get into that. Let's talk about the cars. They added the Ford Mustang Dark Horse 24. Obviously, they added the BMW M3 Competition Touring. I've said that 4 times. They're adding Melissa's custom Mitsubishi Eclipse from Need for Speed Underground. They're adding a Speed Hunters custom version of the M3. They're adding a Speed Hunters drag version of the Mustang Dark Horse, and they're adding a Need for Speed Underground series inspired drag version of the M3, and then the same thing with a drift version of the Mustang. There's also 4 Lakeshore Racer vehicles that are going to be unlockable. Again, you have to check back each week with that one. And then a question mark community challenge custom car that we don't even know what it is yet, but it's that crazy community challenge boss fight guy thing that we have to unlock. Anyways, dude, so good. So much stuff in this. I'm so proud of the small team that they have over there, man. This is a crazy amount of stuff. You know it's crazy because the last thing on this list, on this patch notes, is the speed pass, and that was always the main focus of all of these updates, is putting out a new speed pass. That's the thing that they're trying to sell, and it's the last thing on this list. It's crazy. Anyways, let's take a look at some new speed pass content. They've added LED rims. We got to see a little preview of that on their socials that they posted. They added LED license plates. That's freaking dope. They added beat matched rims. Okay, this is pretty crazy. Equip this and the waveform displayed on the LED rim will change depending on the beat and the music playing. Let's go. Imagine if they actually added the ability for us to play our own music in the game. I mean, I don't think it's happening, but if it did, oh, we could actually play this and watch the beat change on those rims. I'm just saying, guys, I'm just saying, just try it. Try to add it. Try to maybe for the next game. I don't know. They added some new decals. They added spinners. What is this, dude? Oh, they're LED. Okay, they're LED spinners. They're not actually spinners. They're LED spinners. Well, I'll take it. That's awesome. That is crazy. That's like early 2000s, like in its prime when it comes to like customizing cars. It's my generation. I don't like spinners, but I saw a lot of them driving around when I was like 15, 16. They added new rims. There's 6 new rims up for grabs in the pass. All of them will be in the free tier, so you guys can just go out and earn those. You don't have to buy the pass. And then they added new premium visual effects. Rip up the road for drifting and burn up the road for drag racing. That is dope. So we're gonna have some, like, I don't even know if this, what I'm thinking when I hear rip up the road, it's like the road is being like ripped up, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it, but it has to be for like instead of the tire smoke, you're gonna get like a road effect or something like that. That's awesome. And they did one for drag racing and one for drifting. That's cool. And then of course they added a bunch of new titles that we can unlock by using the speed pass. And they're adding even more here. So plates, decals, transparent turbo fans. That's actually pretty cool. Underglows, character skins, projections, XP boosts, and twin smoke. So all this stuff is great. And of course, there's a few quality of life updates. One of them I've been asking for a while, manual reset on the track. This is a great update, actually. I know it sounds like really small, but it actually makes a big difference. If you crash while you're in an online lobby, there's really no way to reset your car and get back to the action. It's supposed to reset you automatically if you're out of the track, if you're out of the area of the track. But now, if you're going under 30 miles per hour, you can actually reset it. There's going to be a button that you can press to reset it yourself. And then in addition to that, this is another one of my complaints with this game since launch, is that they made changes to the suspension damping values. This is to improve the curb reactions at high speed. This is something that has been an issue with the game since launch. If you hit a curb, you're going any type of speed, the car bounces over it. It's just, I don't know, it's annoying. But anyway, and then they've got all these bug fixes. You guys can read through these if you want. I'm not going to go over them here in the video, but I'll link this article for you guys so you can go through and read through this. This is just very exciting. I'm super pumped that we were able to get some patch notes early because now we can talk about it. And man, what an update, dude. This is an incredible lift that this team has done, and I couldn't be more proud of them. So thank you guys so much at the team Kaizen at Criterion Games. Thank you guys so much. Guys, don't forget John Stanley, the creative director of Need for Speed Unbound, will be joining us for a podcast on Thursday, 3 p.m. Central Time. Thursday, 3 p.m. Central Time. Be there. It'll be right here on the YouTube channel, and we will be live. You can ask questions, although, you know, if they're stupid, we're just going to ignore them. So don't do that. Just ask good ones. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Enjoy the Unbound update. It's coming out tonight at 2 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. UK time. All right, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Trigger out.